So welcome back to DecoyNoise and another episode of Am I the Antagonist? And am I the antagonist for yelling at my fiance? She got a tattoo of my dead wife. So as always, read the story, then I give you my commentary and read over some of the comments. But as you can probably tell, going back to work, I got pretty sick. So right now I'm going to be on quarantine status for quite some time, but I can still do some videos right now as long as my voice can get through it. But let's go ahead and get to the story right now. So OP wrote, I was married to my first wife, M, for 2 years before she was taken from me too soon. It was a hit and run, and justice never came to fruition. For a long time I struggled, but I persevered. After 5 years I met C. She was a wonderful woman and I liked her, but I wasn't sure if I was ready or completely over M. C knew about M, but never had the opportunity to meet her. As soon as she heard about what I've been through, C was super attentive and checking up on me. A year after knowing each other, we started dating. We dated for about a year and a half when she proposed to me. She has always been the most so nurturing and caring towards me. Our relationship was going good, so I said yes. Our wedding was going to be on July 17th, but we canceled early June due to you know what. We didn't get a deposit back on our venue, but that's okay. We agreed we'd rather wait until it's safe so all of our loved ones could be present. June 23rd rolls around and C says she had to go to an appointment. I asked about it and she said the appointment was a gift for me. She said that she was going to reveal to me at our wedding. She said the appointment was hard to get and she was on the waiting list for a long time, so she couldn't pass this up. I said fine. I figured she'd get whatever the gift is settled, then hold on to it until things cleared up when we can get married. She comes back later in the afternoon, was gone like 6 hours, and just as we're getting to bed, she asked me to sit down, said she wants to give me my gift early. She took off her shirt and showed a bandage under her left breast on her rib cage, and I immediately felt my heart drop. It was a tattoo of M. A very poorly done tattoo of M. The only reason I knew it was her for sure, because the fact that under the tattoo was the original anniversary date for M and I, that I still celebrate with C support. I lost it. I asked, what the heck did she do? She said this was crossing the line. She immediately burst into tears and started crying, but I couldn't calm down. I packed my stuff, and the entire time I kept asking if this was some sort of sick joke, if she was crazy, etc. I left to go stay with my brother. It's been over a month now, and I get texts daily from her family. Her brother even threatened to kick the ever-living crap out of me. I tried to block all their numbers, but several of her friends or family members keep using their burner numbers, I'm guessing texting apps, to send me daily reminders on how I'm apparently abusive. Am I the antagonist? First, so Too Long didn't read, his first wife M died. I got engaged to C later on. C got a tattoo of M, and I lost my crap. I left her. And ever since then, I've been getting texts from her fam and friends saying horrible things. Am I the antagonist? Edit. Thanks you guys for the advice. I'm not feeling so great, so I'm going to retire for a bit. I think tomorrow I'm going to reach out to her and explain why I left and why the tattoo makes me feel uncomfortable. So as always, we got to take the case over to Decoy Court in a very, I guess, a low energy Decoy Court. I'm going to have to go and say that, yeah, I can kind of understand why the new fiance thought this was going to be something that would be well received. You know, you really love somebody and you want to show them your affection and how they still celebrate their anniversary no matter what with C's permission. And this just seems like the natural progression of things where it's like, okay, cool. I want to always commemorate what you have. I'm not going to try to replace her. I'm just going to try to expand upon this. That being said, OP is right in the idea where it's like you want to move on, but you can't move on if every single time you see your spouse naked, you see a poorly drawn rendition of your first wife and your anniversary date. Like, that just solidifies that you can never move on, and it's a tattoo and it's there forever. And even if you get it removed, there'll still be, you know, I'm guessing scarring there, or just the idea that happened. Like, it seemed like it was probably perceived as some sick joke where it's like, whoa, what is that? Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't it's a well-meaning thing, but very poorly what's the word I'm looking for, executed, where it's maybe a nice little, I don't want to say figurine, but like maybe a nice photo frame, book, or something to commemorate, to say you support, you know, them having their first wife. But no, I think that this was just terrible. So the decoy defense, I guess I would say, is the idea that, like before, there's got to be something else that's going on with the situation for any rational person, especially in the realm of marriage. I don't think they say the ages of everybody, but if they're in the realm of marriage and the guy had been married before, there had to have been something, maybe other like alluded to tattoos or dates or something like this. Or maybe, you know, it'd be one thing if I'm just thinking of someone that, you know, I would be dating that has just absolutely zero tattoos and they got that thing on them, and it'd be like, oh my god, that's so obvious and plain, I could see that. But maybe this is a person that just has their sleeved up from the neck down, or even maybe from the eyebrows down, just tattoos everywhere, where it's literally just another piece of the totem pole that is their body. It's really not that noticeable, and it's just like a small thing. And, you know, maybe this relationship is just based on tattoos. I don't know. Maybe they're just the like the what's the Aztec temples or the Egyptian pyramids, or just on the inside there's just a storyline from their neck down, and that's just part of it. And they wanted to say, hey, look, I want to make sure that you know this is part of me. But I'm guessing by OP's reaction that that's not the case. So I want to go ahead and say that no, OP's not the antagonist for kicking them out. And also on top of that, the idea that all the friends are using burner numbers to keep contacting him and everything. It could just be the ex-fiance doing it with just different numbers. And, you know, I think we even discussed that on a different Am I the Antagonist post, of people saying, why are they always getting their friends and family involved? I think it's one of those situations where they know they're wrong in some levels, so what they try to do is they try to retell the story to friends and family, reliving the scenario in their head, and then if they can slightly alter the facts or embellish some things or cover other things up, omitting, you know, what's making him mad, they can be the good guy. So now they feel like they're the good guy. They reinforce that. Now it's like, that's their reality, is everybody says they were right. The fiance, you're right. Oh my God. He's the, they say horrible things and how he's apparently abusive and everything. It's like, yeah, OP's got to get out of there, because not everybody on that end is going to think that he's this negative thing. So yeah, I agree with him. He's got to get out of it and say, you know, not even, you know, I'm going to explain to you why the tattoo made me feel uncomfortable. It's just like, hey, I need to walk away from this situation. This relationship's dead. I'm sorry. But as always, I'm not always going to be this low energy. Make sure you subscribe down below. Hopefully in my quarantine time that I can just make a lot of videos and put them out just like I was normally. I do enjoy doing these, but as you can tell, it's a little bit harder to speak right now. But let's go ahead and get to those top comments right now. The top comment is, not the antagonist. This is, well, effing weird. I don't think you get a tattoo of your fiance's dead wife without discussing it with your fiance first, which, I mean, they thought it was going to be a pleasant surprise, maybe a good commemoration. Maybe they had been arguing about it for a very, very long time, bickering back and forth, and then she's like, finally, you know what, I accept everything about you. And, you know, the lower rib tattoo had some other significance to it. I don't know, but the OP came back and wrote, through all the text I got, her best friend told me to think about it as a memorial and said that I should be glad that C isn't one of those types of people to get jealous of M. My gut reaction was that it was disrespectful, but I'm getting so many texts telling me otherwise that I wasn't sure if I'm the outlier, excuse me, or being overly sensitive still. And that's, you know what, that was exactly what the fiance was trying to do, is trying to build this whole world of, I don't want to say propaganda, but it's everybody's saying this one thing and how wrong he is. And it's like, oh my gosh, like, I'm becoming inundated with all these things that are saying that I'm wrong. Maybe I am the wrong person. So it actually probably was breaking him down, and good on him for reaching out to the internet, because they told him what it genuinely was. So the next reply was, not the antagonist. What was she thinking? Now every time he plays with my boobs, he'll see his killed wife and can share the moment with her. He will love it. And that's just why it was such a short-sighted idea. Like, why would this make him happy? The whole, oh my god, I get to see this and I get to relive all those horrendous memories. He never gets to move on from that. That was a bad idea, but well-intentioned, I think, because maybe they're just, you don't want to say, hey, you're dumb or whatever, but just maybe they're coming from something, I don't know how to say it. But let's go ahead and get to a couple controversial comments before we wrap this up. So the top controversial comment is, everyone sucks here. I'm going to take a different point of view. You have made your entire relationship with your fiance around your previous wife and marriage. She consoled you through it, and it even lets you celebrate your anniversary every year. It sounds like you are not over M, and she's trying her best to be supportive of you. She got the tattoo thinking it would help you, which is weird, but this whole relationship sounds weird. Having a fiance and ignoring her for a month sounds like you're not ready for this marriage, which I wholeheartedly agree with this comment. Like, you don't want to blast OP saying your relationship is weird and this is bizarre, but it is a little bit, it's not a traditional relationship where you and your new girlfriend, fiance are going to celebrate significant dates that were from your previous relationship. I understand it's because of a death in the family, not family, well, it was family. It was because of an untimely death, but that just doesn't seem like the most traditional thing. So maybe she was just thinking out of the box because this was an out of the box relationship. But I do agree with the top controversial comment, but we'll go ahead and read the next controversial comment saying, everyone sucks here, but you most of all. What she did was a terrible idea. I get that, and you don't have to like it. To bail on her entirely seems out of proportion to the problem. Were you looking for an excuse to kill the wedding? And the thing is, maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. It is really hard to say that, but it's not an out of proportion idea to say I'm gonna walk away from this, because he probably literally can't even bear to look at his new fiance anymore when they have a poor rendition of their wife. Like, it's taken him some time to get away from the relationship. It's like, I've had passed away family members, and I'm not the most emotional person in the world. I've oftentimes been compared to a robot, or like, the Kawhi Leonard laugh or whatever. I'm very animated and, energetic, but I'm just not a very emotional person. And the idea is, it even took me a very long time to look at images of me and a loved one after they passed for a very long time. And I can't imagine trying to build a new relationship and a new, family with somebody, and like a intimate relationship where they're going to be doing things that him and his ex-wife used to do, and that complicated things so tremendously. So I really understand why OP would say, let's kill the wedding. I can't even look at you anymore. Like, this is bad. Maybe I'll explain to you why this was a bad idea, but we just can't be together anymore, and that's understandable, at least on my half. So make sure you guys leave your comments down below what you're thinking, but also subscribing if you haven't already with the notifications on. As you can tell, my channel has kind of taken a big tank for the worst right now, so we'll see how that works out. But as always, thanks for hanging out with me, especially this very slow, kind of a different type of decoy noise, quarantine decoy noise, I will call it. If you want to go ahead and support the channel, make sure you share with somebody else. So you go to DecoyNoise.com/donate. I have a couple different ways you can kick back some things to help me as I kind of venture into more uncharted waters right now. So thanks for hanging out. Go ahead and put this on autoplay and watch the next episode of Decoy Noise coming up now.